Alright y'all, so now we're here at Artistry Salon Studio, and guys, the place just looks phenomenal. So just stay tuned to see everything we have in store. Hey guys, so now we're here with Tahra, owner of Artistry Salon Studio, and I know y'all see this place just looks phenomenal. Ladies, y'all need to switch it up a little bit because it's popping. Hello Tahra.
Hi.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself and Artistry Salon?
Well, I am Tahra, as she said, owner of Artistry. I am a licensed nail technician and a devoted nail artist here at Artistry Salon Studio. And every day I slay nails.
As you should. That's really all it's about. Can you tell us what encouraged you to opening this salon? Because you are currently the only black-owned nail salon in the state of Delaware.
Yeah, so I know that there's someone else like down in Dover, but at my capacity and at my level of nail artistry, I am the only one in the state. I have been doing nails for a little while now. A lot of people may know me from doing nails actually in my mom's basement.
Oh.
And I was commuting back and forth from Atlanta. I moved there for about a year and a half. And my clientele built up to so much that one day my mom and I sat down and we were like, there's a lot of new faces coming to the basement. So I decided that I needed a small space just to be able to take care of my clients here in Delaware.
Ain't nothing small about this
right,
place.
well this space is not what
so
I
this
planned.
Is the first place.
Yeah, this was not the plan.
Okay.
But I was blessed to have gotten this space and to be able to, you know, put all this together. And it was not even my plan to live in Delaware or have artistry at such a large caliber. But again, I've just really been blessed to come this far and to have so much.
You said this was not a part of your plan, really. And we've been getting that a lot because, you know, a lot of people go into entrepreneurship and they want to have this perfect plan and this great strategy when in fact what you really have to do is just jump. You have to start and you have to just go for it because there's no perfect time, y'all. There really is not.
I agree.
So tell us a bit about yourself as Tahra.
Well, there is not much. I'm kind of like a lot of my clients and my friends will say I'm really blunt. I'm kind of a straightforward person. I'm not like the sensitive, lovey-dovey type. I've never been. But I'm really, really full of so much knowledge when it comes from my experience of being an entrepreneur and truly being led by my faith. I'm really, really led by faith. And I feel like that's one of the things that you need in business, especially as an entrepreneur, because in a lot of instances, what I've learned, I've only had this business for 2 years, and I still go back to Atlanta to do nails, so I have a bulk of clients there. And what I've learned is that a lot of times in entrepreneurship, you truly don't really have control. You can put out there, but you don't know what you'll get back.
Definitely.
So being who I am, faith really does drive me. That's probably one of my number one things. And it's a daily test and reminder to know that God's who got your back, girl. So,
definitely.
You know, that's,
God got you.
Yeah, so that's kind of who I am right now. I'm 26 years old, so I'm young and I'm growing. So a lot of times I struggle with being a business owner, an entrepreneur, and having two businesses in two different states, and then being a 26-year-old woman. That's a lot, right?
It is.
So, I mean, being 26 and a black woman alone, being single, you know, just trying to juggle all of those things on top of being an entrepreneur can really make anyone buckle. So that's a part of who I am, is bringing my strength in and showing people who I am from a different perspective. And so sitting behind this chair, Tahra has become a mentor, a therapist. I mean, it really brings me joy to have a sisterhood with each of my clients that sit in my chair over there. That's kind of who I am right now. Still trying to process where I'm at, my state of being, but recognizing that this plan isn't mine. And so allowing my faith to continue to guide me and recognizing how blessed and full I am. Because one thing about artistry and myself within artistry is that I have a full book of clients. And so people are constantly pouring into the doors, even though we're still trying to figure out how to get more people to know that this place, this beautiful place exists.
Very.
It's fully booked to capacity almost. I'm already booked for the month of March. It's beautiful because I service women of all colors, all backgrounds. And so that, I think, is building up to who I am. So I don't have like a one word thing that could say who Tahra is.
I mean, I think anyone really can confine themselves to one word.
I am like in limbo.
Especially an entrepreneur, because you know, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere.
Exactly.
What was Tahra's plan? You know, when everyone's younger, that little girl, or sometimes people's parents like to impose their routes in life. So what was yours? Because I know it wasn't always nails. Your mom didn't say, you know what, Tahra, go ahead and become a nail tech.
Not
That's
at all.
fine.
And it's so funny. We're originally from Jamaica. So if you know of Caribbean backgrounds, they're
We're
very...
African.
Okay, so you know when your parents have a plan for your life, especially when you come from a Caribbean background or not from the States. They're always like, well, you need to go get a job, and you need benefits, and you need, you know, PTO, and you need a secure job, right? That's most Caribbean parents, because they come over and the American dream is to get a job that has that. One of the interesting things is I went to college. I have a degree in political science and international relations. I graduated top of my class. I've studied abroad. I've done everything. And I was supposed to be working in nonprofit leadership and management. I had no plans of being a nail technician full time. I've been doing nails since the age of about 11, practicing nail art. And I started with feet. I love doing feet and doing little nail designs on my mom and her friends. And so my plan, I went to college, like I said, had my degree. And I thought that was going to be my plan. I was going to be working a 9-to-5 with PTO and my weekends off and traveling with my friends. But God decided that was not his way. When I came back home, I went to school in Pennsylvania. I did an internship my final year, my final semester in D.C. When I came home, I had a job straight out of... I actually had a job before I graduated with the state. And then after that, I worked on Obama's 2012 campaign here with the Delaware Democratic Party. And I just thought the next step was going to be like another political job or working with some type of organization. And I just knew that's what was going to happen. It didn't. I was unemployed for about a year. And the only thing that was like cracking or moving was doing nails in my mom's basement. So Delaware is a really interesting place to be a nail artist at this level because, you know, Delaware's a little bit slow, but I refuse to conform to the idea that because I'm in Delaware, that's why my artistry won't be recognized or appreciated. So I'm kind of in a place of breaking the mold now, being Tahra and trying to discover that. So I had no plans for this. I left. I went to Atlanta. And I built my clientele from scratch there. And I still went to Atlanta with the thought that I was going to be able to utilize my degree. I applied for jobs and everything. It didn't happen. And it's so funny because the last job I applied for, I remember to this day, it was perfect. It was like an international, like almost like, you know, an entry-level position. You could work from home. It was perfect. And I remember I sent off my information, my resume. It didn't require a cover letter. And I always send a cover letter. But because I was traveling and I was going through homelessness in Atlanta, I didn't bring my laptop, so I couldn't do cover letters. But it didn't require one. So I sent the resume. The first time I ever applied for a job without a cover letter. And the lady wrote back, she's like, oh, you know, that whole thing with, oh, candidate, you are a great candidate, but, you know, we went with someone else. And I wrote back. I was like, I said, this.
Y'all gonna tell me that.
This is my job. Like, I knew this job was for me. And I wrote her and I said, no, ma'am. I said, this job was tailored to my resume. You cannot tell me that this job was not for me. You know what she said to me? She said, you know what, Tahra? Yes, your resume was really well put together and you do have all the skills that this job requires. However, a few people submitted a cover letter with their resume and it allowed us to get to know them better. The first job I've ever applied for without a cover letter. And after that, I gave up. I never applied for another job. I just didn't feel that that's what God wanted for me. Because how can a job that perfect, suitable for me, fall through the cracks. And that's when, from that moment, I decided that nails would be my full-time gig. And it was really an interesting transition because I never thought, even with my mom would encourage me enough that she allowed me to run a business in her basement. But we had plenty of arguments. She was like, what are you doing? You need to go get a job. And I never thought that doing nails would produce an income or be some type of career. That was never a thought, you know what I mean? And even to this day, sometimes, of course, if you know, when you're talking, your parents are talking about you, and people call up from all over, they're like, oh, how's Tahra? And it's like, they don't really have any bragging rights.
Exactly.
She's like, well, she's okay, she's in the basement. There's no bragging rights to say, well, my daughter's doing X, Y, and Z. So, that's what I'm saying. All of this, if you would have told me 5-6 years ago that I would have been a full-time nail technician and business owner, I probably would have fought you because I would have never thought this was where my life was going to be. And I'm paying for a degree that I do not utilize. So life is an interesting thing.
Very.
And so that's kind of a part of my story. And going to Atlanta, I was only there for 1.5 years before God dragged me back here. And I fought tooth and nail, believe it or not. I was not trying to come back to Delaware. And everything led. My stepfather died. It was like everything happened. And before you know it, I was back here in this big old space, and I was like, what? No, I'm supposed to be in Atlanta.
But now look at it, though.
I know. And
so
it's
really
still
all about faith and
Agreed.
Patience, believing in yourself, and fearing the Lord.
Yes. And truly, I think, and even now, I'm still learning faith. Because faith is a daily walk. And I think that sometimes we forget sometimes when things get hard. And in entrepreneurship, what I've learned is when things get hard, it falls on top of your shoulders, and there's no one else you can turn to. It's not like a regular job where you can go to your manager, or you can go to your boss, or you go to someone and say, okay, this is the problem I have. There's no HR. You are HR. You are the boss. You are everything. You are the good, the bad, and the ugly. You receive the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So you really can't be a realist trying to pursue entrepreneurship because you won't make it. It's a journey, and that's, a lot of people hop on, but not everyone makes it to the destination.
That is true. And I think you can be a realist, but you also have to have a different kind of mindset, because being a realist sometimes is great because you're able to move in different ways and maybe even be able to push through things a little bit better because this is what you got to do, right? But I think another part of that too is you got to be a different type. You have to have a different type of strength, because I know what it is to want to give up. But the idea is, even if you have the thought of giving up, just make it knowing that the next day is a new day to do something brand new that can change your business or change your life.
Definitely.
So that's a part of entrepreneurship I think people need to know, and I wish it more for a lot of people, because one thing someone told me was that I was like, I remember I asked one guy who's a business owner, and I said, you knew me when I was opening up my salon. I was like, why didn't you tell me the hell that you can go through, opening a salon? He was like, well, I didn't want to do that to you because everybody's story is different. If you have a plan and you have an idea, go for it. Because my biggest motto is, it's better to try it and to have failed than to continue to lay in your bed and say, man, what if I tried that? Now that you've asked me who's Tahra, who was Tahra, and what was Tahra's plan, the biggest picture to note now is that we never really know our plans. And so I am just encouraging all entrepreneurs as they continue on a journey and, learning from all their mistakes and, bumping, falling down, getting bruises, to just get back up, because there's totally so much out there for you to do. Once you find your purpose, once you find what it is you want to do, once you find that passion, that thing that makes you go, yes, like this is what I love to do, pushing forth with that,